Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. It's Friday evening. I hope you've all had a good week, and hopefully you can have a good night and a good weekend. So we're back with another beer review now, and this is one that I picked up from the Craft Beer Cave in Penryn Bay, just by Llandudno. And it's a collaboration beer. It's from Lakes Brew Co, who are out of the Lake District, and Rabble Brewing Company, who are, I think they're based in the Windsor Beer Mile or something. I think that's what I read. And we are taking a look at their Dave's Not Here West Coast IPA. There we go. Look at that artwork, proper funky. Dave's Not Here. It's a West Coast IPA. This is coming in at 6% ABV, 440ml can, and it cost me £4.50. So hopefully it's going to be a decent one. I've got no chance of reading any of that. Not a hope in hell's chance. But yeah, West Coast IPA. So hopefully it's going to be decent. I know Lakes Brew Co are decent, their stuff is, but never had anything from Rabble Brewing Company. So it's a first for me, that is. So let's get it cracked open and see what we get. Now, I only brought my white hag glass away with me. So it will be going in there, well filled up, the beer. We got a little bit of spillage over the top there, as you can maybe see there, but not too bad. So let's get it poured and crack on with this review. A little bit lively, so I will slow down a touch, just so it doesn't go too mad. I'm going to leave it there. There's quite a little bit. There's quite a bit left in the can, but there we go. Sort of golden-ish in colour. Definitely got the sort of colour of a West Coast IPA. Slight haze to it and a few bubbles going up. Nice big white head. Looks decent. The glass was wet, so that probably hasn't helped, or it either has helped. So let's give it a sniff and see what we get. Yeah, I would say there's a... Oh yeah, getting a bit more now. Initially I thought I'm getting orange in there, and it had a touch of a feel of sort of like a traditional West Coast. Definitely a bit more sort of grapefruit pine thing, I think, coming along. And a little resinous edge. A little bit of malt in there I can pick up. But yeah, smells all right. It smells like this may well be right up my street. Hopefully it will be. So let's get some more in there. There's a little bit left in there. I'll top that up after. But it looks decent. So Lakes Brew Co and Rabble Brewing Company. And their Dave's Not Here West Coast IPA. 6% ABV. Let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. I think when my palate adjusts, I'm going to pick up flavours more. But it's decent. It's decent. I think a lot more of that sort of West Coast thing is going to come out the more I drink it. So let's go in with the body. I can feel that coming on now. Body 6%. As I've said in other West Coast videos, they don't tend to be big heavy bodies. They tend to be sort of, it's hard to describe it. They're not massively heavy, but nor are they thin. I think this is bang on for the ABV and the style of the beer. Got a decent body to it. Wow, that's really coming on now. Quite busy in carbonation, but it's small bubbles. Certainly doesn't roughen up the beer too much. Not too rough on the palate either. Got a nice smoothness about it when you drink it as well. The West Coast side is really starting to come out, but I'm going to say it's definitely got that craft side to it with that traditional orange feel. Let's go in, give you some notes. So for me, as soon as I'm drinking it, I'm getting orange citrus, a little bit of a malty backbone. There is a touch of resinous there, I should say. Get your words out, Baz. Touch of resinous there. I wouldn't say it's massively sort of resinous. I wouldn't say I'm getting a pine feel. I would say it's how can I describe it? Can't say I'm picking pine up in there, but I'm kind of getting an oily orange peel, a grapefruit thing going on. Behind that on the back end, I'm going to say you're getting that grapefruit thing, that grapefruit sort of bitterness, sharp bitterness, but it's not massive. I wouldn't say it's a massive grapefruit sort of like cheek sucking sort of grapefruit bitterness that you get. I mean, I could be completely wrong. It could all be sort of orange, but I think there is a bit of a sharp bitterness, which I would associate with grapefruit. Pardon me. It's decent though. Yeah, touch of malt in there. That bitterness definitely gets stronger the more you drink it. Definitely quite tangy on the back, or how can I, tangy, twangy, however you want to call it. Quite a sharp sort of bitterness, which I would say lingers. Also gets stronger the more you drink it, but it's still there right on the back of the palate, that sort of bitterness. The 6% for me. I think with that bitterness, again, I say this with a lot of drinks that are bitter, I kind of get the impression with the alcohol, or the impression of alcohol with that, but I wouldn't say it's not alcohol, it's strength. Decent drop. It is a decent drop. Clean. It's pretty crisp as well. Now, I said at the start of the video, I think this is going to be very much sort of West Coast IPA, as in sort of like craft. I'm sort of swaying a bit more towards traditional, that traditional feel of a West Coast. Traditional with a touch of craft, I'm going to say, but it's a decent drop. And if you like bitterness, this has definitely got lots of it. It's not the most bitter West Coast I've ever had, but there is quite a big bit of bitterness in there. I'd have liked to have got more pine going on, personally, because for me, I can't really get anything there of pine. But yeah, it's a decent drop. £4.50. In all fairness, if you pick this up in the supermarket, I don't think you'd be too massively disappointed. If you look at a lot of supermarket beers now, yeah, they're doing the 4 for £3. But there's a lot around that £3.50, £3 to £4.50 mark. It seems to be the going rate. So, I mean, this is picked up from an off-licensed bottle shop, whatever you want to call it, at £4.50. And I think you're actually probably getting a better drink than you would from a supermarket for the same price. But yeah, I think that's a decent drop. There's no more left in the can, unfortunately. So yeah, I think it's worth giving a go. Obviously, I think it's going to come down to personal taste, but I think that's a pretty solid West Coast IPA from Lakes Brew Co. and Indie Rabble. So that's their Dave's Not Here West Coast IPA. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. That's a decent drop. If you've had it before, let me know your thoughts on it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a like. Feel free to subscribe. Don't forget, pop into the Craft Beer Cave in Penryn Bay, North Wales. And I will see you all again on another beer review. Cheers.